Open your kitchen cabinet and answer yourself with complete honesty. If tomorrow the stores closed for a week and then began rationing products to 1 unit per person, would you be someone who stays calm? Or would you become that desperate customer standing in endless lines with a lost look in their eyes? Most people think they have reserves. They say, well, I have a couple of boxes of pasta. But then, when the crisis hits, they discover the packaging was broken, humidity ruined it, or pantry moths had already taken up residence. The moment reality hits is very bitter. A true survival stockpile is not simply a meaningless pile of accumulated food. It is a system. It must be able to withstand the passage of time, heat, humidity, being moved, power outages, and above all, your own forgetfulness. Today we are going to analyze the foods that can truly last for years, and we are going to debunk the myths that make people lose money, space, and in the worst case, their health. We will look at specific categories, concrete examples, and I will explain what makes a product a long-term survivor. At the end, I will reveal 3 products that everyone considers eternal, but are usually the first to spoil. To understand what we should store, we first need to understand what kills food: oxygen, moisture, light, and temperature. A long-lasting food is one that has very little water and very little fat. Fat oxidizes and becomes rancid, and water allows bacteria and mold to thrive. That is why the champions of the pantry are dry and refined products. Let's start with the foundation of any stockpile: grains and carbohydrates. White rice is the absolute king. If stored correctly, away from humidity and in airtight containers, it can last 30 years while maintaining its nutritional properties. But careful, I am talking about white rice. Brown rice, although healthier today, is a terrible ally for long-term survival because it retains its bran layer, which contains oils that go rancid in just 6 months. In a crisis, stability beats whole grain nutrition. Dried pasta is another fundamental pillar. It is compact, cheap, and as long as the package doesn't break and moisture doesn't get in, it can last well beyond the printed expiration date. The same goes for rolled oats. It is a superfood that can be consumed even without cooking, simply by rehydrating it, and when well sealed, it lasts for years. The key with these products is to take them out of their thin supermarket plastic bags and transfer them into hard plastic containers, or better yet, glass jars, or polypropylene bags with oxygen absorbers. The second vital category is legumes: beans, lentils, and chickpeas. They are the poor man's meat and the survivor's treasure. They provide the necessary protein when fresh products disappear. Dried legumes are practically eternal in terms of food safety. However, you should know that the longer they are stored, the harder they become. 5-year-old beans will require longer cooking time and more water to soften, but they will still feed you perfectly. That is why having a reserve of firewood or gas is as important as the food itself. Let's talk about enhancers and preservatives. Salt and sugar. These 2 products have no expiration date because they themselves are hostile environments for bacteria. Salt is necessary for your body to function and for preserving meats or vegetables. Sugar is pure energy. If you keep them dry, they will be there for you in 50 years. Along with these, pure honey is the only food that truly never expires. Samples have been found in Egyptian tombs that were still edible. If your honey crystallizes and hardens, don't throw it away. Just heat it gently, and it will return to its liquid state. A resource that is often forgotten is white vinegar. It not only adds flavor, but it is a powerful disinfectant and a preservative for improvised pickles. Like salt, vinegar is an eternal product that should hold a privileged place on your emergency shelf. Let's move on to fats, which are the weak point of any pantry. As I mentioned, oil goes rancid. However, virgin coconut oil is much more stable than sunflower or olive oil due to its saturated fat structure. It can last 2 years or more at room temperature without spoiling. Another option is ghee or clarified butter, which, having no milk solids or water, lasts much longer than regular butter. Fats are essential for the brain and for giving us a feeling of satiety. So don't ignore them, just manage them wisely. Regarding animal proteins, canned goods are the solution. Cans of tuna, sardines, or processed meat have expiration dates that are usually conservative. If the can isn't dented, doesn't have rust, and isn't bulging, the contents are usually safe years after the indicated date. The canning process kills all microorganisms and seals the product in a vacuum. That said, remember that easy open cans, or aluminum cans, are a bit more delicate than traditional steel cans that require a can opener. Now let's get into the realm of myths. There are 3 products that people stock up on, thinking they will last forever, and they get unpleasant surprises. The first is wheat flour. Flour, being ground, has a lot of surface area exposed to air and absorbs moisture and odors with incredible ease. Plus, it is the favorite place for insect eggs already present in the grain to hatch. If you want flour that lasts, it is best to store whole wheat grain and have a manual mill. Whole grain can last decades. Flour barely a year before it starts tasting rancid or becoming infested. The second myth is nuts. Walnuts, almonds, and peanuts are excellent, but they are loaded with delicate oils. If you leave them in a bag in the pantry, in 6 months they will smell like paint and taste bitter. If you want to preserve nuts, they must be vacuum sealed or canned. The third deceptive product are crackers. Although they seem very dry, they contain vegetable oils to give them texture. In a couple of years, those oils oxidize, and the cracker becomes inedible. How do you organize all this so it is a functional system? I recommend the 3-level rule. The first level is your expanded daily pantry, what you normally eat, but in larger quantities. This ensures constant rotation. The second level is quick preparation products for short-term crises. Pasta, couscous, red lentils that cook in 10 minutes, and dehydrated soups. The third level is the heavy artillery. Large sacks of rice, beans, and salt, stored in airtight containers for the worst-case scenario. Organization is what separates a food store from a trash pile. You must label everything. Use a permanent marker to write the purchase date in large letters on the container. Without labels, your stockpile becomes a mystery, and you will end up throwing away food because you don't know how long it has been there. Additionally, never store food near the stove, under the sink where there is moisture, or on the balcony where sun and temperature changes destroy nutrients. The ideal place is a dark, cool, dry corner of the house. But man does not live on calories alone. In a prolonged stress situation, morale is as important as the stomach. Don't forget to include comfort items in your stockpile. Instant coffee, tea, spices, bouillon cubes, and of course, some dark chocolate or sweets. These products have very long shelf lives and can make an unbearable situation much more tolerable. Coffee, although it loses some aroma over the years, will still give you that caffeine needed to stay alert. The final key to a successful stockpile is that it is food you actually like and know how to cook. This is not the time to learn to love millet or soy when the outside world is in chaos. Store what your family normally consumes. This allows you to rotate products. When you buy a new package of rice, put it in the back and use the oldest one. That way, your stockpile is always fresh and you never lose money to expiration. If this video has helped you better understand how to build an eternal and functional pantry, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss our upcoming guides on survival and self-reliance. Give the video a like to support this content and leave us a comment telling us, what is that one food that is never missing from your pantry that you trust will last for years? I will be reading your strategies and tips. See you in the next video. Stay prepared and be ready.